let's talk about freeze. It is a trauma response that probably started when you were young, but carries on to present day, which is often called functional freeze. This practice addresses it, and I really hope it gives you relief. But first, you need to understand when your body is in freeze. For me, my stomach and my chest feel really constricted. My breaths are shallow, and then I have an intense surge of energy in my body, but it feels trapped. Then the looping thoughts happen. I ought to do something, I have to do something, but I can't. Another way it can show up is feeling disassociated, almost like you're floating and you can watch yourself from afar. If you are feeling any of these things, it likely is freeze. Therefore, this practice is for you. But remember to opt out of something if it feels too intense. It's so wonderful to see you and be with you today. I invite you to try EFT Tapping. That stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. I love the name because that's what we're trying to achieve, is to gain freedom from emotional overwhelm. I find this to be a powerful tool for freeze because it utilizes the meridians in our body to draw out tension. If you are new to EFT or to somatics and you're concerned about overwhelm, I'm going to give you 3 quick tools. And one thing to remember is you don't necessarily need to do the full sequence yet. You can do something called titrate. That means add a little bit. And once that feels comfortable, add more. That's the purpose of showing you these 3 tools. I also don't want you to try this and think that's not for you because the full sequence might have felt, woo, way too much. You can do this as we are, sitting on a yoga mat in a cross-legged position. You can also do this sitting in a chair if being this low is not comfortable for your hips and legs. You can add a cushion when you're on your chair or on your yoga mat or a block because it allows you to really relax and sink into this. You can also do these 3 tools standing. If you're out and about and you're feeling the freezing sensation come on, you can do this in your car, at a park, in a public restroom, in your office. These are places you can use these. Let's just focus now, if we can, on our breath together. Just so we can get prepared. If you're able to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Close your eyes if you like, or keep them open. Do what is best for you. Begin to notice your breath, the inhales and exhales. Let's focus our breath a little more now. Do a more exaggerated inhale into your belly. It'll lean your belly up. And if it's possible, inviting that breath in through your chest. But if you can't and it's not doable, that's okay. And exhale through your chest and your belly. So lovely. Let's just do 2 more together. Inhaling through your belly, filling your chest, giving it prana. Exhale through your chest and your belly. Release. Last one. Inhale through your belly, into your chest. Open your heart if you can with your breath. Exhale, chest and belly, totally let go. Beautiful. Drop your hands, if you had them, on your chest and belly. The idea with this is start to feel any changes that happen as you're doing the tapping. First one I'm going to show you is what I call the mother of all tapping techniques. It is called the collarbone point. Now, to identify your collarbone, it's this bony part right here that sticks out just below your neck and before your sternum. And right below it is where we're going to start tapping. So there is kind of a spot here that I feel is hollow. I also identify it as maybe a U shape, but that's where we're going to be tapping. You can do 4 fingers like this, or you can do 2 fingers. Because I have my mic here, I'm probably just going to do 2 fingers, but I really advise trying 4 right now to see how that feels, and then start tapping, just right there. Now, as for the pressure, it is really up to you, but I like a little extra pressure just so I can feel it working. If it's comfortable, try to close your eyes to see what's happening inside. This particular meridian point is associated with really releasing that tension in your chest, the stress of holding that freeze response. That's why I call it the mother. Are you feeling anything at this moment? I usually feel a lot more heat in the area where I'm tapping, and then I sometimes feel it tingling. Thinking about releasing that stress out. Okay, if you had your eyes closed, you can open them. And then let's just go on to the next one. So you can stop that, bring your hands down. And this one, again, you can use anywhere. That's why I love it so much. The second one, you maybe can't do so much in public, but it's equally as powerful. And this is where we're going to be tapping under our eyes, below our pupils. So on the top of our cheekbones. And so use 2 fingers of each hand and start tapping there. I typically naturally close my eyes because it's just the way my body wants to do it when I'm tapping under my eyes, but you don't necessarily have to do that if it's just not for you today. Why this one is also really effective is because it's associated with releasing the fear of freeze. When I'm in freeze, I also have this strange sense of fear coming on. Let's just keep going for a little longer. Thinking about that fear, imagining it, and imagine releasing it. So good, you're doing well. And now we can stop because I've demonstrated that one. And you can play with that one yourself. The last one is also one of my big favorites. So while the collarbone point is the mother, maybe this one's the father. So it's called the karate chop point. And it sounds aggressive, but the thing is it's really immediate. It gives a lot of relief fast. So what that means is you're karate chopping the side of your hand, essentially. Now, I'm going to show you my right hand. That's what we're going to karate chop. Now, you can probably do either hand, but typically most times with this technique, it's generally the right hand. And so what we're going to be tapping is the fleshy part of the side of your hand. So it's like right here. It's between the base of your pinky and the beginning of your wrist. As for the hand that's going to be doing the tapping, you want to keep your thumb up, not down like that. So that just gives you more space to do the tapping. So where the tapping is on the hand that you're using to tap, it's generally just this center point between your thumb and your index. Usually you bring your hand out like this, kind of in front of your body, and then you begin to tap. Now, the way I've generally seen it is you would tap with this hand being, the top hand being a little more still. But sometimes I like to mix it up and bring both my hands together. For some reason, I find this ultra comforting. You could try both and see how they feel. I associate this one with presence, but generally it's also about self-acceptance. Coming to accepting that we are here, this is where we're at, but we also can have choices on where we are. But I think this one is great to bring us back to the present. So just focusing on that for a second, closing your eyes if you can, and thinking about being here now, being in your body, coming back to yourself. Terrific. You've had your eyes closed, open them, and then you can drop your hands, shake out your hands here. And those are the three. Now, if you can't remember all of them, try to maybe use one of them. And you can also use all three of them at the same time if you need. Just using one of them is powerful. That is how those ones work. And next, I'm going to show you the full sequence. As usual, I love to connect with you. So if you loved what you saw and did here today, I'd appreciate a subscribe, a like, and a comment. I always want to know how these practices sit with you. And of course, hit that notification button because you will not miss any new videos that come out. Wonderful to be here and to practice with you. We're going to see you soon.
Beautiful Thrivers, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so I can deliver more of this content to you. Sending lots of light and love, and see you next time.